It's Talk Funny, a podcast by Mark Bailey and other comics from all over. We ended up in Japan because we wanted to explain that we already understand Japanese culture to Japanese people who want to explain Japanese culture to us. The Talk Funny podcast from Nagoyaradio.com and Nagoyacomedy. Here's Mark Bailey.
Welcome back to another edition of Talk Funny. I'm Mark Bailey. We're here with Mike Miller.
Hello.
Everything's gone to subscription now. You could get a teacher's discount, educational discount, buy the Adobe Audition. I think I bought that, in the late 90s, and it still works perfectly fine. And what was it, like $120 or something? And you use it for the rest of your life. And now they want you to pay, $20 a month for you get the newest stuff. Well, you don't need the newest stuff. All you need is that disc that has the program on it. You don't need all the extra flashing lights and stuff. And I don't want that stuff because I taught myself everything there is to know about Adobe Audition, and I learned how to do it. Now I know the old version. I don't want to keep learning a new OS, on software that I've used for 20 years.
It's true. It's the latest thing they want to do. They want to get their money out of you every month so that they can make, it looks good for the shareholders, right? They can say, well, we're bringing in this amount of revenue guaranteed every month. We've got this many new subscriptions. We've got this. Whereas, if you're putting out a new update every year or something, it's a risk, right? People might not want to upgrade, but this way you're forcing them to upgrade and pay more money. It's the same with Adobe. They do it with all their products. Microsoft does that now with Microsoft Word and Excel and everything.
Right.
Pretty much every service you can imagine, every software you can imagine now wants you to
Photoshop,
go monthly.
all of that, right?
They want you to go monthly.
And even McAfee, antivirus software, and that sounds a little to me like extortion. It's kind of like, we did a pretty good job of keeping those viruses off your computer last month.
Be shame.
Ding dong, it's February. It's ding dong, it's July. Ding dong, it's August. You didn't pay me yet. Pay me now.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a guard standing outside your door going, I didn't let anybody in this last month.
Yeah.
But, I haven't gotten paid in a couple of days.
Yeah.
So
I'm thinking that's why we got to get on this train with Nagoyacomedy, and we got to set up a subscription model.
we get on stage and we'll do the build-up.
That's right.
If you want to hear the punchline,
That's right.
we'll be over at the bar.
Freemium. Exactly.
Buy Michael Martini and you'll find out what happened to the lady with karoshi.
That's
okay?
right. I like that.
I'll tell you,
we're doing it all wrong, Mark.
I've been ambiguous about my feelings about my wife. Buy me a couple of drinks and some tacos, and you're going to find out how I really feel.
And salsa that isn't moving, preferably.
Yeah, we were reading an article about a guy, this is probably a few months back now, where the employee at a Family Mart got fired for licking the produce and licking the fish and stuff and licking different things.
He was licking bottles. Caps and stuff.
Yeah, we were making jokes. He keeps on licking and keeps on ticking, and customers are like, "No, I said chicken on the spit, not spit on the chicken." And
it's a gold mine.
We were saying even the salsa was screaming at him to stop. Because we have a joke. We have a lot of inside jokes. One of our jokes is that one of the places I ate at that was going to be a venue, but it didn't work out for us. And it's just as well because
it didn't work out for your stomach either.
It didn't work out. They had free taco night. So free taco night. I love tacos. And the taco's free, but the stomach surgery is quite expensive. But it was free tacos. I ate as much as I ate a lot of tacos. I didn't overeat, right? But I'm on the train back and you're hearing this and your stomach is going.
Let's just say it was a moving experience.
It was brrr. It's like, well, that's kind of brrr. Wow, that's something's not brrr. Oh, crap. I have got to get off the station.
Did you hit the emergency button and jump off the train?
A couple of liters later, it was coming out of both ends,
Oh, jeez.
And so what I realized later is, when I think back, that salsa was tangy, and it was not tangy because of the spices. It was tangy because it was room temperature. And it's not supposed to be room temperature. So we have jokes like, you should have known when the lettuce started telling you you've had enough, that those aren't good tacos,
This goes on forever.
And that venue never worked out because every time I tried to ask the guy, and he's like, well, we've got fireworks night coming up, so that's not going to work. You mean by fireworks, do you mean room temperature salsa?
He doesn't want to have too many people in this bar because they're all lined up to use the toilet. So, if he gets too many people in eating that salsa, it's gonna cause problems.
Yeah, it's kind of also, we're going to have lessons on how to do the samba, and you're going to learn to dance. Well, who's the instructor? No, you just learn to dance on your way to the bathroom.
Exactly.
And I'm sitting there going, I literally don't need this crap. Oh, speaking of which, send me an article about there's a Unko museum.
Yeah, there's an Unko museum.
Unko is the Japanese word. Kind of kids use it. It's kind of means poo poo. Kids use it a lot when they say they have to go.
I don't know who came up with this idea. Really, it's opened in Yokohama in May, I think. it opened, and it's not a museum of regular poop. It's
Is
a
it for
museum of
kids?
cute plastic. Because in Japan they have the little. It looks like ice cream.
Yeah.
So if you teach English in Japan, you'll notice when you're walking around your classroom, there's inevitably one of the students who draws this little thing that looks like ice cream without the cone.
It looks like a fudge swirl.
Basically, it's like a fudge swirl, and that's actually supposed to be unko, right?
And you don't
Crap.
want this on your ice cream cone.
And I don't understand, like, where did this start? Was there like a monk or something who was able to like lay it down in like soft ice cream?
Well, it's
because that would be a very complicated way to expel, I think.
Well, you can ask your imaginary girlfriend about this when you
I
guys
will.
have imaginary kids. Mm-hmm. Kind of educational in Japan. When they teach kids, this is true, I'm not making this up, we had 2 kids that went through this in elementary school. They tell you to look at your poo after you go, because that'll tell you if you're sick or not. They have different colors. If it's green and it's screaming at you in Spanish, it's probably the salsa. But it's also the texture, and it's like if it's all runny, of course that's bad. But also if it's dark black, that means you're bleeding inside, that kind of thing. Right. And also it should be a mild, pleasant brown. That's what they say. Yeah. And so they have a way to teach this. And I wish this were a bit, but this actually happens in life in Japan. And they teach this with a little plastic replica, and his name is Unko Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Unko Man.
Unko Man. And even my 4-year-old son, we were riding a bus one time, and they make announcements, and they'll say in Japanese, "Konomitatsu bus wa korekara unko shimasu."
Yeah.
Because unko just means basically revolution, basically means revolves. So starts and finishes.
Yeah.
That's what it actually means. The kanji for unko is just moving.
Is it the same?
Yeah.
For moving a bus
moving
starts
a bus
moving and also having a crap is the same. I didn't realize that
because
was the same kanji.
What is the old-fashioned word we used to use in English? Like your grandparents
eliminate or
purging. And
something like that.
Your morning purge or your
motility.
British people say this. Their regular function. They would say your regular function, and that's a daily trip to the bathroom. And so you have Unko Man.
So your son always thought the bus was starting?
Yeah, it's like we better get off before he starts because this is a big bus. I don't know how many tacos this bus ate.
All aboard the big brown bus. Next destination, next stop, Fudge City.
And so they have Unko Man. So my joke used to be they treat him like a cartoon character. There was like books and there's manga. There's comic books of Unko Man, and it's written by health professionals. They're teaching kids how to have healthy bowel movement practices. It made sense to me because after bumping into a lot of people and no one saying excuse me at all on the trains and seeing the way some Japanese people, they treat the people that hand out these flyers, they're really mean to them. They ignore them. They're rude to them. So it makes sense to me now because you treat crap like a person, and you treat people like crap.
It does make sense.
Yeah, so very philosophical. See, we talk about happy things here.
This is our moment, philosophical moment. We have one in every podcast.
This is our Joe Rogan moment. Whoa,
dude! Did you see that? Did you see that movie where like the video on YouTube where like the bear took the guy's face off?
Welcome to our podcast, man. Look at this bear,
dude.
He attacks us. Look at this on the podcast.
That looks like the bear I got in my freezer.
It's like I'm driving in my car.
Paleo, man.
I'm driving in my car. It's like a reaction video. We should talk about that on the next podcast. It's about time for us to wrap up, but we'll talk about one of my pet peeves, which is reaction videos. But that's coming up in the next episode of Talk Funny.